Hi, Tim here from World of Sleuths. I'm making a video from my recliner right now. This is an update and pretty much both life and my reading update. And since I know it's been a few weeks since I did an update, and then I'll have somewhat of a book chat also towards the end. But one of the reasons why I haven't done a video for the past few weeks is been having some technical difficulties with my computer. So I'm using some different software for recording right now because for some reason it decided to stop having the audio recording the audio, so I'm using some different software. And the other thing is my health problems have been really kicking me in the butt. I think I've told you that I get daily migraines, and many days I've been having the migraines before. They usually start by 11 o'clock in the morning, and so with that, I'm out of it for a good while after that, or I can't read or anything, which has slowed my reading down. But yeah, I think one of the things is that my neurologist changed the dosage of some of my medicine, and that might be affecting it some, and also with the weather changes. And also, you might hear cars go by and stuff because I have windows open in here, and you might hear birds chirping some. But so that's why I haven't really done any updates for a couple weeks or so. But with this software I can't do pop-up pictures like I did in my other one, but I did finish a few books, or 4 books this month already. The first one was Night of the Hawk by Bladel Brown. That's some things they say second, number 2, others number 3. It's supposed to be like number 3 in the chronological order, but it was second one written. And it's Rick McClanahan one, and it takes place after the breakup of the Soviet Union, and like in some of the Baltic states, or some of the smaller states along the North or Baltic Sea are they have something like army that's supposed to protect them, but this takes place mainly in Lithuania, where and they're having problems with some of the people trying to control them and stuff. They're trying to get their independence. They have their own state army and stuff. So, and like the U.S. has an interest in it, you could say. So I'm going to say about it. The other 3 I've read are ebooks. First one, and I gave Night of the Hawk 5 stars, or 4 arrows, which is like, or 5 arrows, which is 4 stars, and or 4 stars on Goodreads, and I see that the average rating is 3.97 for that book, so pretty close. And the next one I read, I'm looking at my notebooks also here while I'm recording this, so that's why I might be looking like I'm looking off to the side a little bit. The second one was one from the Rick Brandt series. It's getting close to the end of it, the ones in the public domain of it, and yes, that's series more for like boys and in the 1940s, 1950s, and this is well before they had like the YA and middle grade genres. But this is Blue Ghost Mystery. It's in the Rick Grant series where they're trying to solve Rick goes and visits a scientist and his family down in Virginia, and his sister's already down there. Him and Scotty go, as they're like teenagers. They go down to spend some time with them to try solving a mystery where the ghost appears at like around the same time every night and stuff. And Rick and Scotty are working on solving it. And there are some weird things happening there. That's what I'm going to say about that one. I rated it 5 arrows of 4 stars, and it has a 3.86 overall. So on Goodreads. Okay, the next one I finished was one that the book for the Mysteries Around the World Readathon for my group, for my Goodreads group, which is The Midnight Witness by Sara Bladel. This is a Danish author, takes place in Denmark, like mainly in Copenhagen, but there's a couple, or there's been some unusual murders going on, like a reporter was killed, and also a younger woman, like in her early 20s, and they're trying to solve both the murders. Police department, and this is in the Louise Rick series. It's like Goodreads says, it's like number 1. So, but I've noticed some were written before. But Louise has been working on both of the murders. She's a female homicide detective, where it's mainly men, and so she's trying to solve them. And these are weird murders, and but the two don't look related, but maybe they are. And I gave that 5 arrows or 4 stars also. And the average on Goodreads is 3.36. And then the last one of them that I finished was the Mark Taylor Genesis. It's the prequel to the Mark Taylor series by MP McDonald. She's more of she's a self-published author, and this is about a guy that's Mark Taylor, who's a photographer. One of his friends asked him to go with him to Afghanistan for taking photographs for a book that he's going to be writing. See, his friend's from Afghanistan, but his family had moved to the States a long time before this, and well, anyway, one day he's just walking into town and goes to a bazaar there and finds an interesting camera, an older one, and he figures he'd buy that camera, but and he, just the way it felt in his hand when he picked it up, it felt sort of like a shock, but not quite. And it's an older camera, and he decided to get it. After he gets back home, he starts taking pictures of it. And he noticed that there's usually a picture in the stuff that he took that shows something in the future that he needs to solve, like a person being in an accident or something like that. And that's how I'm going to tell you about that one. And I rated it 4 stars or 5 arrows also. And that's and it has a 3.67 rating on Goodreads. Well, now I'll show you what I am currently reading. I'm reading Violets Are Blue. I'm not really that far in it yet. I had just recently started it. It's a 7th book in the Alex Cross series. I'm trying to reduce the glare. And I'm not, and they're going after another serial killer that, like, it kills people, and then after they kill them, they hang them upside down by their feet to let the blood drain out. And then afterwards, it looks like somebody's been, or something's been gnawing on them. And that's all I can say about that one right now. The next one is Classic Tales of Detection and Adventure by Edgar Allan Poe. I picked up, and there's like 5 stories in it. I finished the first 3 in it. Now I'm well over halfway done with the book, and I forgot how wordy his writing can be. I've read the novel, the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket, and I forgot how wordy that was, and you see that in these short stories too. And right, but I've read see, he was considered to be the first author of detective stories, but they were short stories, so they're in this book here. Okay, and the one that I've been reading for most of the month that I still have a ways to go in it, or I'm not quite halfway done with it, is My American Journey. This is Colin Powell's autobiography from back in the 90s, telling about his childhood and then going in college during the ROTC and then going into the Army and stuff. And it's pretty interesting, and talk about working in the Secretary of Defense's office and some other offices, and it's been an interesting read. It's been going slow because just with a book like this, you want to try absorbing as much as you can from it. Where in novels, you might read a little faster, but I've noticed with me, when I'm reading nonfiction, it takes me a little while longer. And so it's a real interesting book. And then I did pick up one book during that time. It's called The Valley by John Renehan. I picked it up at Dollar Tree. I just thought that it looked interesting by reading this blurbs on the back of it. And so that's all that I've picked up. And geez, one of the things I wanted to talk about is with nonfiction. Do you find yourself reading it nonfiction's a little bit slower than fiction, so you can, or slower than fiction, so that you can absorb everything more, or do you tend to read them at around the same pace as the others? And for just put it into the comments below what you think of that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about or chat about are series. I've noticed I started so many series, and I haven't been finishing them, and that's why I've been decided to start reading the Blue Ghost Mystery, and I'm planning on finishing that series within the next couple months of everything that's in the public domain. Because that's Rick Brandt, that's more books for boys, but the stories are interesting, and with the way the techniques that Rick uses for solving the crimes, and but there's others that I've started, like there's so many that I've started in the past year and stuff that I need to get working on. And the Mark Taylor one, I read the No Good Deed like 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, because it's one that I got for free on Amazon. It's because you see they hit the daily deals and stuff. I get daily and reduced price books, and I get emails daily for ones for the daily ones, and this was one of them. And or the No Good Deed, the first book in the series, is one of them in it. And she wrote, M.P. McDonald wrote this book after that, the Genesis, Mark Taylor Genesis. And so, but what I'm reading this in is how she had Mark Taylor Omnibus. I can't remember whether it was for free or like it was for a real good price. I think it was under $3 even. I may be wrong there. But so it has like 4 books in it. The Genesis, which is more of a novella, and then the 3 regular books in the series. And I'm going to be doing that with other stuff too, because I tend with for my Kindle and stuff, I'll get books by authors in like all in one volume, or a series all in one volume. It's because a lot of times it's like stuff in the public domain for series and stuff like that. Rick Brandt, when I have it in a collection, and I have some other collections too, or I'll buy it where it has several of the author's books. Like I have one of Mark Twain's books, and the novels that he wrote and stuff like that. And so well, I'm trying to work more on getting reading series now, I think. And what about you? Are there series that you've been started reading a while back and you still haven't finished, and you're just needing a little shove or something to get you going? That's very much what I'm looking at it for with these, is just trying to give myself a push to get these books, to get these books read in the series, because I have a lot of books in series. I also have several standalones. Well, just put everything I have about the nonfiction and also the series in the comments below. I'd like to see how my readers or my viewers they consider those with their reading habits. So that's all I have for you this time. Until next time, take it easy and keep on reading.